You know, the funny thing is, I'm so happy to hear you say that, but the funny thing is, in the crowd, it kind of sounds a little bit like you're saying a really good friend of mine's name, and his name is Victor Wooten, and he happens to be here this evening, and so he's going to come up and play with us, because it sounds like you're going to say,
What up? What up? It's your boy ConserViz34. We interrupt this regularly scheduled jam to let you guys in on some information for tonight's show. We're going to be looking at number 41. And shout out to the football this weekend, right? Some pretty big wins. Some pretty big wins for some teams. And Aaron Rodgers is out of here, which I love. I want Mahomes to get out of here as well. But that'll happen next this weekend when Joe Burrow destroys him. No, but we have we're just under halfway through this number 41. This is from June 16th, 2013, and I'm gonna be stopping and starting this. But what I wanted to show this number 41. Obviously, there's plenty of ones I could have put out, right? I could have did listener supported, right? I could have done the 32-minute number 41, which we'll talk about in a moment as well. I could have did Mile High, right? I could have did the live tracks 8, live tracks 1, live tracks 47 in Hartford. That's Jeff Coffin's first number 41 ever, as he was a guest in 1997 with the Flecktones in Hartford, Connecticut. There's the number 41 from the Europe 09 trip. But this number 41, the reason I like it is, people, there's some great ones with Bella, and I'm not saying, we're going to talk about that. This one has Victor Wooten, which to me is the prize possession of Bella Fleck and the Flecktones. Bella is amazing too, but Victor Wooten is unlike anything I've seen live in a bass player. In the concerts I've been to. When I saw the Flecktones, they were simply amazing. And this gives number 41 more of a balance. It's going to give it more of a funky scene. And to paint the picture for you guys, I was at the show before this, Saturday, June 15th, 2013. And there were no guests. That was what people thought was going to be the bigger show. It's the Saturday show. The second show was a Sunday show on Father's Day, June 16, 2013. So some people went, but people like me and a couple of my friends, we couldn't make this because it was Father's Day, right? I wanted to spend time with my father and grandfathers. So I skipped this show, and I have not missed a Mansfield show since this show. And this was a show where the Boston Bruins were in the playoffs. They had played the night before when I went to the show, and people were beeping their horns in the parking lot, "Let's go Bruins." And the "Let's go Bruins" chant carried over from June 15th to June 16th, even though the game had already ended on the 15th for the Stanley Cup Finals versus Chicago Blackhawks. They weren't playing on the 16th. And nobody knew Victor Wooten was going to be here. This was a huge surprise. No one anticipated, again, on a Sunday, you were going to have Victor Wooten. So we're going to get back to this. We're going to break down some of the stuff I like about this version. This is not my favorite version, but it's a version that I think everyone should give a listen. So we're going to get to Victor's solo right now. I love that part right there. It's very melodic. And when you're listening to this Victor Wooten 41, everything chills down. You get Stefan's bass, Dave's noodling. Tim is very subtle, like he used to be before he was a full band member. And there's nothing from Rashawn. This is the essence of 41. It's supposed to be a jazzy, groovy, smooth, funky son of a gun. And this is an amazing performance of how you bring the funk and the jazz into DMB, which to me, this is DMB at its best. This is why I love 41. I think everyone loves 41 because it gives you that jazz feel. They're not playing a wall of sound. They're not, it's not a sappy love song. This is smooth jazz. This is why I fell in love with this band. It's smooth jazz. And again, nothing beats funky. Even the screaming high energy DMB, funky DMB is DMB at its best. Let's continue. And I love Dave just humming this. I love him just doing his little, falsetto here. And there's so much space in this number 41, something that, and don't get me wrong, I love Tim Reynolds' electric guitar on this. I love the other stuff they do, but the space you have when Victor Wooten comes on stage and everyone respects his instrument. And they're building it up. The jam is building up. Guys, let me know if my mic is too loud as well. I kind of turned it up a little more. Let me know if it's too loud. Gotta love that. Ba-da-da-da-da. Even Jeff sounds more like Roy just from Victor being on stage. Jeff is not popping notes, he's just letting his diaphragm breathe out the soul. He's letting it breathe out. Stefan not in the upper registers. They're building up this little funky thing here. Rashawn not trying to scream over everyone. We have dynamic buildup. Carter's killing it. Carter Beauford on the drums, folks. Oh, look at that. Tim Reynolds with the harmony. Everyone is respecting the bass and it brings everything down. You don't have them roaring over Dave. It's beautiful. Oh, oh my God. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Justin says that lick they were playing is called Spain by Chick Corea. Rest in peace to Chick Corea. I almost saw him right before the pandemic, but no one wanted to go with me. Him and Bella were on a tour here, and they were coming to Yukon. I really wish I could have seen him before he passed. Excuse me. So that is number 41 from from Mansfield, Massachusetts. Mansfield Night 2, which was a Sunday. Shout out Connor to your Blackhawks. Actually, no, I hate the Blackhawks. Who am I kidding? They beat my Flyers in 2010, and I'm still not over it. But hey, man, good for you specifically that they won. Don't Do It, says Victor Wooten is great on number 41. They also have that. Obviously, people know the Sojourn of Adruna. It is a Flecktones song, and they take a part of that and put it into 41, especially when the Flecktones are there, but even when they're not. Hey, Mike, no worries, Mike. Um, Better late than never, and you can watch the beginning on replay. What we were doing, Mike, is we were breaking down this number 41 from June 16th, 2013, Mansfield Night 2. It was Father's Day. It was a Sunday, and nobody expected, including myself, for Victor Wooten to come out on a Sunday night. Night 1 was a Saturday. And what was interesting about this run, which I think should be on a box set, the East Coast run of 2013 in June. We have one of the Camden nights is the live tracks, which is amazing. We have on June 7th, I was at that show. We have a Running Down the Dream tour debut. We have a Broken Things. We have a Dreaming Tree with Stanley Jordan, who is a wizard on guitar. Look up Stanley Jordan on YouTube. You will see why he's amazing. There was a Spoon the following night. There was a Blue Water Partial the following night. There was a Best of What's Around and Recently the following night. And the Riff was played the following night. So that's June 8th. They take an entire week off until Saturday the 15th, which I went to. It was the final True Reflections full band ever by the band. I saw that on the 15th. But then on the 16th, again, as Sunday, Victor Wooten comes out and does an awesome 41. And I agree, Mike. 2013 was a solid year. So I picked this 41 because I just love what Victor Wooten can bring to this song, let alone the Flecktones. Then when the entire Flecktones hops on this song, it's amazing. But Victor Wooten, to me, is just a national treasure. To me, the best bassist I've ever seen in my life live. So this is just a good starting point because this 41 has everything I like. It does not have a lot of absurdly loud trumpet. The electric guitar respects the Victor Wooten as the second bassist on stage. Stefan, the first bassist, obviously as the official bassist for DMB. It has a lot of groovy rhythms and funk. It has some noodling with Dave on the side as we have Victor Wooten playing his parts and licks. The best 41s are the ones that are jazzier. Now, there is a number 41 that is very well known, and I'm going to just play it in the background. 41. I'm going to play it in the background just so you guys can see it, what's going on stage. But to me, this 41 is not the best number 41. I think that this 41 is actually too long. I think it's too long. It's an amazing version. That's Jeff Coffin right there. You guys can see that. That's Jeff Coffin playing, going ham. He is going ham, but this is not the best 41. And there are actually better Flecktones 41s. With DMB, for the most part, a lot of their best stuff is condensed. Not to say again, this if I was at this show, I would have loved to have been at this show and heard a 32-minute 41. But don't do it. Says Stanley Jordan on Snow Outside in 2013 was amazing. I did not see him on Snow Outside to my knowledge, but that I'm sure he was. At least the shows I went to. I know he guessed in a couple of different spots. And Justin says, I thought this year's 41 at Mansfield was killer. Yeah, oh yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, it was an awesome 41. But I think that there's a couple versions of this that are better than this 32-minute 41. First, you have the listener supported number 41, which has the best Leroy Moore solo of all 41s. I mean, he just was feeling it that night. This is a song Leroy didn't actually like playing. He thought it was a brutally difficult song. Some of the things he's doing on it is just from, it's hard. Yes, live track 7, Mike brings up, which is the New Year's Eve run, 1995, I believe, into 1996. Is was it? Or is it? No, it's 96 and 97 because Crash was out. Yeah, excuse me, 96 into 97 at the Hampton Coliseum, aka the Mothership, which, by the way, my dad grew up about 5 or 6 miles from that venue. He was born about 5 or 6 miles from the Mothership, aka the Hampton Coliseum. There's a long history with Phish and the Grateful Dead and Dave Matthews Band with the Coliseum. They call it the Mothership because it looks like a UFO from the outside. Yes, the Hampton Coliseum one, but the listener supported one, and also Live Tracks 1. Live Tracks 1 is out of Worcester, Massachusetts. The Live Tracks 1 version is pretty phenomenal. And to me, I think it's a little better than the Hampton Coliseum version. Also, the recording quality of it. Mike says the 32-minute version is awesome because it was in Canada. Yes. And it was actually at the home of the Ottawa Senators. And that's probably the most important event that's ever happened in that arena because we know Ottawa has not even come close to winning a Stanley Cup in that actual venue since it was built in the mid 90s. So it's the most important. It's the biggest event ever at that venue in Ottawa where the Senators play. There, poor Senators fans. But I really think that a 20-minute 41, like you have for Live Tracks 1, 8, or a listener supported 41, which is, let's see, go back. Listener supported is 9 minutes and 47 seconds. Yeah, so listener supported is 9:47. And also the 32-minute live track was on 4/20. So you tell me what that means. It's 4/20, 2002. And it was the first time it was a set closer. 41, first time 41 was ever a set closer. And that's from, the first versions of that came out in the mid 90s. But I think that this number 41 is just too long. As you guys can listen in a little bit. There are some cool little Future Man, Carter Beauford parts here. This reminds me of the New Jack Swing, R&B of the 90s. It's just too long for me, folks. And listen, I love jams. I like Less to me is Leroy Moore, and the listener supported one is better. Live Tracks 1 is better. And again, those both have the Flecktones in them. This really feels like New Jack Swing. And Ben St. Martin says the Senators can't afford ricochet shots anywhere, not safe. Poor Senators.
I went further and further away until I saw
You do have this little freestyle part by Dave. It's like a spoken word
go there, and I thought it was
inspired by the Flecktones, Sojourner Arjuna.
and I went down to this little planet, and there I found the greatest band in the universe, Bella Fleck and the Flecktones.
They are simply amazing. I want to see them this year almost more than DMB. Like more because I don't get to see the Fleck. I've only seen them once in person a couple years ago, but they don't. It's hard to catch them on tour compared to DMB. Obviously, DMB is that's the band, but the Flecktones are amazing. So yeah, I just think this one is too long. I like how you can get a 9 minute 47 second listener supported 41, and it just slaps. Mike says Gorge 2012 night one. They opened with number 41 because it was a 41st show at the Gorge. It was really good version. So on YouTube under the 2013 warm up series. This band has done that a couple of times. So I was at the 41st Hartford show. They opened with number 41. I believe that was 2018. And then after President George, is it H.W. Bush? Yeah, George H.W. Bush passed away. The next show was at Mohegan Sun. I was at that show, and they opened with 41 in 2018 as well. So I've seen a couple special 41s where they opened it. I've seen them actually since 2018. I've seen the band open with number 41 3 times. Twice in 2018 and then once this year. I mean, in 2021. They opened up my pit show, my first rail pit show. Never had been on the rail in the pit before and got that. And they opened with 41. And I probably have a video out. You guys, if you saw my like the stream after Veterans Day, I think it was on Veterans Day. I had a video about what Virginia in the Rain means to me. I'm gonna look to hopefully have a video this Saturday for the Saturday night stream, which will break down what 41 means to me and kind of a special thing that I had to actually chase number 41. So I'll get into that for Sat. It'll be a recorded video, really quick and condensed. But 41 is just a great song. It encapsulates so much of what I love with DMB. And I will actually say this. There is something about the studio version of 41 that can't be replicated by live versions. It can't be replicated by live versions. The studio number 41 in some ways is better. And a lot of it has to do with the way it was recorded. Steve Lillywhite is a genius, and he pushed this band to be the best they could be. But the studio version actually sounds great with the it's a clean guitar. It's a clean guitar, and I believe it's an acoustic because Lillywhite didn't want like distorted electric guitar on the recordings he had. So I believe it's a clean acoustic or electric guitar on that version. But the way it all comes together, the way it is executed like a flawless movie score or movie scene, the studio number 41 just brings you to a place the live version can't. But the live version brings you things that the studio can't. But the studio version is arguably better than the live versions just because of how crisp it is, how smooth it is. You can feel the if you have a really good system or a really good pair of headphones, you can feel the awesomeness of 41. in a way that is just amazing. From Roy's sax to Boyd's violin. And again, you're not hearing Dave on acoustic in this. You're hearing, you're really hearing Tim Reynolds play these, electric parts behind the scenes. But the studio version is amazing for this. And you could argue it's the best. Now, what we want to do is we're going to go to Instagram. We're going to go to Brianna's page again because Brianna has a couple of things here. Shout out to DMB Brianna 10. We're going to bring this up. She had an awesome 2-step challenge, and now we have this. So she has a Spotify playlist of all the number 41s. So again, DMB Brianna 10. So this was me.
10 p.m. tonight Eastern. YouTube Concert Viz 34.
So live tracks number. Someone said live tracks 1.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday.
That's the
For
drive-in.
Scoping it. I am loving Live Tracks 1. I still need to keep listening. I'm still not totally decided, but Bella Fleck, I put it on this morning for our kids' drive to school, and my son Evan, who's 13, loves the Dave Matthews Band. Thank you very much. I take all the credit. And he was like listening for a second because I was like, I have to listen to Live Tracks 1. So I searched for it, found it on our way to school. He's like, oh, it's 20 minutes. And I was like, yeah, it'll take us all the way to school. And just a few bars in, he's like, there's a banjo. There's a banjo. He's like, Mom, who's the banjo player? And I'm like, it's Bella. My daughter chimes in like, why is his name Bella? I'm like, I don't know. I don't have answers to those types of questions. But he's like, oh, this is my favorite. This one right here. He's like, oh, I love the banjo. And he's like, and then can I take banjo lessons? And I'm like, well, we have a few guitars at home. Maybe you could start with the guitar and take guitar lessons. And he was like, oh, good point. So anyways, you might meet him on the road with me this summer because I am hellbent on getting him to a show. I think he'd really enjoy it. But so I will repost the Spotify list again. Once again, go into your libraries too. Open up your CDs, whatever you've got, that has Dave music in it. Check out your library too. And post your favorite number 41 in the post. Do the post first, Spotify list next. All there for you. Make it super seamless and easy. Friday night, 5 p.m. So time is running short. Also, chime in with Marcus tonight on YouTube. It's a few stories back. Marcus will be talking about number 41 as well and might help you think through the process of what might be the favorite. That's all I've got for you on this Wednesday.
And shout out to Bree for tagging me and reposting my video. Really appreciate the support. Let's listen. Now, this is just the audio of the Live Tracks 1 version. This is that beginning that her son was talking about. Let's just listen to this here. Oh, give me one moment. And it's not working. Hey, what's up, Bruno? Thank you for checking in. Really appreciate the support. Let's see. And somebody said Wrigley Field, the Live at Wrigley Field version of it. I personally, I don't think you can pick one without Leroy Moore, in my opinion. I know some people think differently. I know the Wrigley Field. There's the Mile High Music Fest version. Oh no, was Roy in that? Was Roy at Mile High? Because it was in 2008. Actually, he may have been in that one. Let's see. Oh no, Jeff was there because this was after Leroy did not play due to the injury. Okay. All right, I'm gonna try to reboot my music here. Try to get that number 41. But does anyone have? Let me know. Put in the comments if any or the chat if anyone has their favorite 41 is after Roy passed. If you think one is. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see if we can get this up. My iTunes is acting weird. This is the playlist. If you follow DMB Brianna 10, that's her channel right there. That's her handle. If you follow her, and then you know on Instagram. Yeah, my so let's see if we can get down to this. Let's get down to business. Here we go. This is the beginning.
Hey y'all, we're gonna get Bella back out here, and we're also gonna get Jeff Coffin to come out and blow a little saxophone for us too.
Here it comes, the intro. So that was the beginning of Live Tracks 1. You hear that banjo, you know it's about to go down.
Boy, do it.
It is awesome.
Boy.
So yeah, that's that one. So let me know what your favorite is. Put it in the, if you're watching the replay, put it in the comments. But these are some that I would, put up there as solid options. Live Tracks 8. Live Tracks 8. This is out of Alpine Valley. This is from 2004. It was released in 2007. This is Live Tracks 8. Live Tracks 8 right here. All right. Hey, what's up? Ben St. Martin, 729, 2006. That was in Hartford, Connecticut, Hartford Night 2. And it was the tour debut of number 41. That's wild. Hold on, let me look that. That is wild. That was the tour debut of number 41, 2006. Wow. So they played from May 30th to July 29th. Let me pull this up and show you guys. This tour that we're looking at right here started May 30th, right? The first show was May 30th, 2006. They did not play number 41 till 7/29, 2006. This is the latest that number 41 has debuted on a tour. Show number 26. The previous was show 25 in 7/26/04. That is wild. That is wild. Thanks for sharing that, Ben. I'll have to listen to a taper version of that. I know you said you had the MP3 version. They had Government Mule open. Their set list really hasn't changed that much. They play Soul Shine, Thorazine Shuffle, Hammer and Nails. Those are pretty common staples. I know it's 06, and I saw them. I've seen them a couple of times. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I've seen them 3 times full band. I've seen one where Danny Lewis and Warren Haynes just do it's like their Dave and Tim during the pandemic in 2020. I think it was October or no, I think it was like November 1st, 2020. I saw them. It was like ironically 70 degrees here in Connecticut, which is warm. 8506 at Randall's Island with Bella. The governor's ball. Let me see what. Wow, they did Randall's Island. Was this a caravan? What was this for? We're back in NYC. They had Tea Leaf Green, Slightly Stupid, Yonder Mountain, Bella Fleck, Government Mule. Let's see what this says. Oh, so this was just a special show. So this was just a 2-night stand where they had a bunch of openers. Okay. So it was like a caravan before the caravan. Interesting. Wow, that's pretty dope. Oh, this is a 28-minute number 41. We zoom in. Number 41 clocks in at 28:03. Wow, that's interesting. They had a Cortez, so Warren popped in for that one because Mule was there, right? Yep, Warren Haynes. Interesting. Wow. And they were already touring. Mule was touring with them earlier in that year. If we go to the 8/27, 7/26. All right. Where's it? 7/28. Yeah, this was the Hartford one. Or no, 7/29. Oh, what was Liberated here? Oh, Sleep to Dream Her was Liberated in Hartford. They played it 5 times in 06. Interesting. And Soul Live was the first. Interesting. So Soul Live was the first, and then they had Mule for the second night. Very interesting. All right. Well, thanks, Mark M, for that information. All right, so a couple of other things here. Actually, no, we're just gonna. The next thing we want to talk about 2022 tour rumors. So, a couple of things here. February 1st, this upcoming Tuesday, is the projected tour announcement date. No Homedale, New Jersey date set as of right now. Will that change? I don't know. But there's a I hope that all New Jersey needs, and I'm sure everyone in New Jersey agrees with me. All New Jersey wants is 2 nights at Camden. It doesn't matter about Homedale. It doesn't even matter about even what happens at Jones Beach. There's probably going to be a Jones Beach show for the upcoming tour, but even the New Yorkers, Long Island, it's not a big deal if they don't have Jones Beach. What's a big deal is if there's another year where there's no Camden, New Jersey. It'll be a blow to the Philly market and just the Mid Atlantic, because people travel from North Jersey, New York City. They travel to Camden. It's a beloved two night stand. It's they sold out Merriweather in Maryland, just south of Jersey, but that's not the same. It's one night. It was one night. It was a heck of a night, but it was only one night. Camden having 2 nights is something that people are really hoping for. It looks like early June is the only slot that they could fit it in. They could technically fit it in July, but it would be kind of a logistical challenge based on the speculation of what dates have been confirmed. So that's one thing. The other thing is what was kind of in the rumblings. This can't be confirmed 100%, but there was kind of chatter that, hey, don't be surprised if certain 2 night stands become 1 night stands. Not that it was going to happen, but you could see yet again, it's been a trend over the band's history. As in the last decade, you've seen certain 2 night stands go down to 1 night stands just because of just various reasons. But the band is also cutting back the shows a little bit, so we could see a 2 night stand go to a 1 night stand. The thing is, I think the mainstays are safe. Deer Creek, Alpine, like SPAC. The Gorge is going to be 3 nights, right? We don't need to question that. Gorge better never go down to 2 night or 1 night. Now, I think overall, what makes the most financial sense for the band and for the Gorge is Labor Day weekend. The reason they get it every year is because they have 3 nights of guaranteed campground money, ticket money, alcohol money. Parking is free, but essentially, financially, it works out because you have 3 full nights. That's why they let them get that Labor Day weekend. If DMB was only doing 1 night, one show, if DMB was only going to do one show at in Washington, it would be, they may get a Gorge date, but they're not going to get Labor Day weekend. They would put another festival or another act to get 3 nights and to get that. That's a huge travel weekend. So I don't ever see the Gorge going down. People are locked in for that weekend anyway. So even if they only had 2 shows, people would pretty much stay there. Like you're gonna leave work, you're gonna want to get there on a Friday or Thursday night. Some people get there Friday morning, depending on, some people can drive it, right? And they just come in Friday night or Friday morning. They drive to the Gorge. But it's just financially, it makes sense for everyone. It's just other stops are always expendable. That's the reality. If you're not a SPAC, if you're not a Deer Creek, if you're not a Gorge, even Alpine is expendable, and it's also at the mercy of the venue, which limits what they can. They have limits on how many shows they can have at Alpine. So the promoters switch Alpine in Milwaukee pretty much every year. Mike says, Dave, there's always been rumors that Dave has Labor Day booked at the Gorge permanently until he decides he isn't gonna Is it going to happen? I wouldn't doubt it. The other thing that's interesting about the Gorge is this: Fish doesn't do it every year, and Pearl Jam hasn't done it in forever. It's interesting because if Dave was to ever cut, let's just say Dave was to take a year off, or if Pearl Jam was doing the Gorge every year, right? If they were doing a 3-night stand every year and Dave decided, hey, I'm gonna take a hiatus. I'm not saying he's gonna do that. You know, Pearl Jam could take Labor Day weekend, or Fish could even do that if they wanted to. Like if DMB decided to go on a hiatus, they would give that spot up to Pearl Jam or to Fish. That's about it. There's no other band that's connected to the Gorge like DMB. I'm just saying hypothetically, if next year Dave decided he wanted to take time off, I'm not saying that's gonna happen. Or if you at any time in the last decade, if Dave said, I want to take 3 years off from the Gorge weekend and even heavy touring, I'm gonna do limited to no touring for 3 years, they would give that spot up to Fish or Pearl Jam or nobody, right? There's no one else who could really have that Labor Day weekend spot as an individual band like that, bring in some opening acts. So yeah, it's Dave's. It's Dave's until the end. I love how you spell Labor Day in the Canadian LABOUR. I know you guys have different spellings for labor and center and some other stuff. Favorite and color. We love you, Mike, though. Oh, 2007. Oh, Guns N' Roses played. Oh, that's a good point. Okay. So they did give it to Guns N' Roses. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess they would. But you know what's interesting about that? In 2017, Fish was probably touring in 17, but they didn't do the Gorge. But Pearl Jam, they're so lazy. Pearl Jam is too young to be this lazy. Amy, hey, don't worry, Amy. Listen, you are a loyal supporter. We appreciate you pretty much the last couple of months that I've had these streams you've been on. So no worries. Yes, and there's rumors about Pearl Jam as far as what if they're gonna do Fenway Park. Someone released on a Pearl Jam site. They released the weekends and dates that the Red Sox applied for a concert permit, because you have to apply, like for any venue like a baseball stadium, they have to apply for a concert permit for the local city and make sure that they have the capacity for a concert. Because for a baseball game, they know those schedules well in advance, even if there's a lockout. Hey, these are the dates that we have for home games. But for a concert, the city has to coordinate different things, because a concert brings a different crowd. It brings tailgating. It brings noise ordinances, because a baseball game isn't really that loud, and it's also like, it's set volume. A rock show, a rap, whatever it is, Billy Joel to Taylor Swift to Beyonce to Dave Matthews Band to Pearl Jam. If you're doing it at a ballpark, it's still a neighborhood, so you have to make sure they get everything straight. They have the dates. They only can have so many concerts a year, just for city ordinances. So yeah, Pearl Jam, they're trying to figure it out, but Pearl Jam is so goddamn lazy. They're lazy. Do a tour, McCready. All right? Do a tour, Vetter. Do a full scale, like 25 city tour. You lazy bums. You're lazy. Get off your butt. Why haven't you played the Gorge? It's 2 hours from where you guys live. Come on, Pearl Jam. Get it together. But again, if there is a tour announcement, I will try to go live that same day or the next day as soon as possible, as my schedule permits. I will go live. And yeah, I mean, that's the hope. Let's see. That's pretty much it. Hey, I'm gonna be, depending on what happens, I could be snowed in on Saturday. So I'll have some time to prep for Saturday's show. Stay tuned for more details. I'm going to end on something, but I want to give me 1 second. Trying to save a photo. What I want to do is we're going to end the show, but there's an awesome, beautiful. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay. I'm going to put this up here. A Pearl Jam Gorge weekend will be fun. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And that's something you could go to, Mike, if because you're right there in Alberta. You can, take the drive or take the flight in, and that's close to you, and that's what would make it great. So I'm getting a picture ready. Zoom in. So we're gonna get the music, the closing music here. And again, thank you guys for the support. Especially with this, I know things are kind of dying down. The tour rumors, I had a lot more juicy rumors and things to talk about at the beginning of the year. And now, hey, it's going to either happen or it's not. There's going to be a tour announcement soon. They're working out the logistics. It's not COVID related. They're not worried about Omicron. It's more just the locking down of dates. Like I said, Homedale doesn't have a date. Will they play there or not? I don't know. They're probably working on it. They probably may have finalized it today. They could finalize it tomorrow for all we know, right? There's things they're trying to lock in before they announce this. We're going to figure out if they have a new album as well or not. Hey, there still may not be a new album. But let me put this up here. So this is going to be the closing. So this is cool. I was playing there's a little pickup hockey league thing here that I've been going to, and this was cool because this is an outdoor rink. It was like 6 below zero, and that's outdoors. That's a great outdoors. That's not like that's not a window glass. Those poles hold up a roof, but the wind blows in and kind of circles around this. It was like 6 below zero, at least 6 below. It could have been worse, but when I got off the ice and the sun was up, it was 6 below zero. My guess is, because we started at sundown, my guess is it probably was colder than that, but this was freezing. I'm on the bench. I'm actually next to the person. I didn't realize they took a photo here, but I was on the bench. This is so beautiful. The sun was rising, and we were playing this pickup hockey. You see people just light jerseys versus dark jerseys. Sometimes we switch up jerseys, swap guys out across teams. But I've been playing some hockey, and I've been enjoying it. I've been getting back in shape, so we're going to leave you with this beautiful scenery here. And let's see. Let me get the music out here. What are we going to do? All right, we're going to do Hollywood Bowl, A Dream So Real. There we go, guys. Thank you guys again for the support. DMB Brianna 10, again, if you guys want to support her and watch, if you guys want to vote, follow her on Instagram. Again, DMB Brianna 10. We thank her for also her support of the show, sharing it on her page. But that's where you can, if you want to check out some of her stuff, there. Again, DMB Brianna 10. I'm going to leave you with A Dream So Real from the Hollywood Bowl, October 2nd, 2007. As we close this out, thank you. Peace, love, and rock and roll. Have a wonderful night. Be well, be safe.
Falling hard, falling fast, someone so inspired, still smell the smoke and the fire. When I'm gone, what I feel the most unthinkable thing is that somehow I will never again feel my arms around you. When I'm gone, too far away, try to remember your eyes, make you laugh and make you smile. Little things keep me going. A little boy with broken arms who used to dream that he could fly. A dream so real that he believed in. Jumped from the top of the stairs. For a moment, he was there, wings spread wide as the sky. But then, of course, the world pulled him down, crash landing on the ground. Feel lost, too far away. I try to remember sometimes. I'm gonna follow till I find the little things that get me by. Every step we were so wide, the next step would be, well then at least we could know just how we ended